Today, we are going to be talking about inexpensive photography gifts for dad. Alright, so Father's Day is coming up, and for me personally, one of the things that I share with my dad is a love of photography. However, I know that while photography is a hobby that many dads enjoy, it's not necessarily a hobby that all of their children partake in with them. So I thought that I would put together this simple gift guide of photography gifts for dad that you can get for him this Father's Day. And links to everything that I talk about or something similar will be below in the description so that you can kind of price compare. I'm gonna give you a few options on certain items. If this is the first time that my face has been on your screen, hello and welcome. My name is Zoe. I make lifestyle videos here on YouTube 3 days a week. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It would mean the world to me if you would consider hitting subscribe and ringing that bell, since that is the only surefire way that YouTube has for us creators to get into your inboxes on a regular basis now. And without further ado, let's get into those photography gifts for dad. Okay, so one of the challenges that I have had in buying photography gifts for my dad is that I am a Canon photographer and my dad is a Nikon photographer. We butt heads about this pretty playfully, pretty often. And the reason that that's something that I'm bringing up in this video is because most of these products are things that I have also purchased for my dad, either for this upcoming Father's Day or this upcoming Christmas, I know it's far off, or for like his birthday and Christmas last year. And so most of these gifts are at least Canon and Nikon compatible. If you shoot on another camera, there's probably something similar for your camera, but I can't guarantee it. The first big thing that I'm going to talk about in this video is a camera bag. And if you are a photographer, this might seem kind of like, well, duh, you need a camera bag. But if you aren't a photographer, most people don't realize that most photographers have more than one camera bag. So I personally have two styles of camera bags. I am so happy that I chose to go this route because it makes everything so much more organized in my life. So the first camera bag that I have is the like standard size camera bag that most photographers start with. A lot of kit cameras will come with a bag this style, but not all of them. So if for some reason your dad does not have a crossbody like standard style camera bag, I know that the Canon ones can usually be picked up from Amazon, B&H, or Best Buy for under $100. I mean, as you guys can tell, this is a pretty massive camera bag. So if you're just getting started, this is a good size bag to get going with. I really enjoyed this bag until I outgrew it. Now, even though I've outgrown this bag for my like daily photography work, I do still keep this bag and use this bag. If you guys see when I open it, it's like very full still. And the reason being, I don't take all of my equipment with me every time I go out for a shoot. So I use this bag to hold my manuals, my warranty information, extra like travel, tripod equipment. I don't have any in here right now because I'm going to show them to you in this video, but any lenses that I'm not taking with me. So yeah, this bag has come in very handy for me, even though it no longer even leaves my home. I still use this bag a few times a week. My next bag that I'm going to show you is by far my favorite camera bag. I take this with me almost everywhere, and because it's so convenient, even if I'm not sure if I'll use my camera, I can still pack this and take it with me, and it's not really that much of a hassle. And it is this backpack from GoGuru. So it's got a zipper to like secure under these straps back here with a huge open pocket. There's a little pocket on the side. There's my Velcro piece broke, so it's just some string now, but this is for either your tripod or a water bottle, depending on if you shoot with a tripod a lot. I do, which is why I wore out the Velcro strip. I think I can get a replacement one or make a replacement one. This was just like in a pinch what I got through with. It does have really nice back support with like the clips and the nice straps, the metal hardware. It's very comfortable. It has a side access panel for you to reach in and grab the body of your camera without taking it all the way off your back. And then there are rearrangeable pouches inside where you can put all of your camera equipment. And then it also comes with this rain hood that has been so helpful. It is water resistant, it is not waterproof, and so having this is just a nice little added bonus. It basically is like one of those backpacking covers that you just slide over your backpack, and it's elastic and it'll keep the water off of your camera equipment. Most DSLR cameras are weatherproofed. However, better safe than sorry. Use the nice little rain cover that comes with it. So the next item that I want to talk about is something that obviously has a wide range of prices, much more so than camera bags or even in some cases camera bodies. However, I still think that this is something that you can buy affordably and get a really good quality on, and that would be lenses. So, like I said at the beginning of this video, my dad and I shoot on very different equipment. I personally am a Canon photographer and Canon lover. I don't foresee myself switching from Canon, especially to Nikon, literally ever. But my dad is a Nikon photographer and has been since before I was alive. So I don't really see my dad shifting from Nikon to Canon literally ever. The first time that I bought my dad a lens, I was purchasing it off of the fact that I was simply buying the Nikon mount of a lens that I owned that was not a Canon lens. And that was this 50mm prime lens. It is honestly just like an off-brand from China that I got off Amazon. And I was not really expecting to like this lens initially when I got it. It was a gift from my boyfriend at the time, now my fiance Nathan. He saw it and was like, no, really, the reviews are really good. I think you should consider it. And honestly, for the price of this lens, I think that it is a great value. This is, like I said, a fairly inexpensive prime lens. It is a 50mm lens. For those of you who aren't photographers who might be watching this video, a prime lens basically means it doesn't zoom. However, a 50mm is a really useful focal length. I use this quite a bit for portraits, and that is actually when I switched to the other 50mm prime lens that I own, which is the Canon prime lens. And the reason that I did that is because while this lens is amazing for video, and I absolutely love it for video, it was just a little bit slow on the autofocus, and the focus ring is just a little sticky for using with manual focus. You can, like, it is definitely still, like, you can definitely still manual focus this lens just as well as you could the Canon 50mm prime lens. Actually, I think the focus ring might be a little bit better on this guy. But the autofocus is just a little clunky. And so if you are a new photographer or it's just a hobby, I would definitely go with this one because, again, it's a great lens with a great value. I want to say it's $50 for the Canon mount. I want to say it's like $70 for the Nikon. Nikon is a little bit more expensive, but it's a great lens. However, the Canon one, I actually ended up purchasing used for only $40, and new, I want to say it's $125, and Nikon has their own version of the 50mm prime lens. This is just a very staple lens to have in a photography kit, and it's a great price. If by chance your dad is a Canon photographer, or you are shopping for another Canon prime lens and you already have the 50, or the person you're shopping for already has the 50, Canon also makes a 24mm and a 40mm prime lens that I've heard really good things about. I personally don't have a use for those in my kit currently because I have the fantastic Sigma lens that I am shooting on now that is an 18 to 35mm, and so those focal lengths aren't in my like need at the moment. But I have heard really great things about those, and those are also under $150, which honestly any lens that you can get that's this good of quality for under $150 is a steal when it comes to photography, because everything photography related gets pricey fast. So before I move entirely off of lenses, I want to talk about 2 lens accessories that I can't get enough of. And that would be, 1, this lens cap holder that you guys saw on my cheaper 50mm lens. And basically it adhesive attaches to the lens cap, and then it like elastic bands to the body of the lens. You need one for every lens in your kit. However, I want to say back on Thanksgiving, my dad lost a lens cap for one of his lenses, and he ended up purchasing several of these when he bought a new lens cap to replace that one, and passed some along to me as well, and it was absolutely like a fantastic investment. Like, to just be able to shoot like this without worrying about where you put your lens or where you dropped it is great. The other thing that my dad turned me onto is filters. And this one is just like a standard UV filter that I use. It's quite dusty, as you guys can tell, because I don't use this lens very often. So literally just a clear piece of glass that goes over your lens and can protect the actual glass of the lens. So if you were to drop this or scratch this, it would most likely only scratch the filter and not the actual glass in the lens. And obviously on like $150 lens, that's not as big of a deal as some of the more expensive lenses, but regardless, you don't want to have to replace the lens before it truly has worn itself out. So these little lens holders are by Insignia. I want to say they're under 10 bucks. And then UV filters you can get from anywhere from like 12 bucks to, I've seen them in the 200s, which is insane. If you're just getting them to protect your lenses, I would go for the cheap ones. Lens accessories are always, always welcome. Moving on to more technology things, something that I have found photographers always need is more storage. So be it fast SD cards or flash storage cards, depending on what your camera or your dad's camera takes, or hard drives. So I personally use these Seagate hard drives. I have one for photos, one for videos, and then one for backing up my computer. My video one is almost full, so basically when that one fills up, I'm just gonna like put the dates of the content that's on the drive on it with another label and store that in my office and move on to a new one. I use the 4 terabyte Seagate drives. Currently, I'm debating switching solid state drives just for like safety of how often I travel, but for 99% of the population, just a standard portable hard drive will help a lot. But keeping all of your editing and storage off of your computer can be so helpful in making sure that your computer processes information as efficiently as possible. And then as far as SD cards go, once it's full, it's full. And if you're out shooting for the day, you don't want to have to delete photos on the spot. You want to be able to just put in a new card and keep shooting. So I use the SanDisk 64 gigabyte Ultra cards. I have like 6 of them, and even then, like, I have to consciously make an effort to clean them off fairly regularly because they do get full way quicker than you would think. So I know that they hold so much more than film does, but we shoot so much differently now than we did on film. So even if your dad is new to the digital photography world, get him SD cards, I promise. The bigger and faster, the better. So unfortunately, this is a thing where I start to get into the Canon is superior than Nikon world, and I'm sorry Dad, but that would be batteries. So no photographer ever has enough batteries. Literally, I've had to change my battery while filming this video because I don't know where the battery power goes. It dies so much quicker than you think it should. And the reason that I say Canon is superior to Nikon is I have yet to find generic Nikon batteries. And I have so many batteries for both of my Canon cameras, and I'm not kidding, there really isn't a difference in the Amazon Basics batteries and the Canon batteries. And they're so much cheaper. But regardless of if you have to buy the super expensive Nikon ones or if you can buy the generics, batteries are always a necessity. One of the great things about buying them on Amazon is they usually also come with an additional charger. And it takes so much longer to charge a camera battery than it takes to burn through a camera battery. So I usually have like 4 or 5 camera batteries charging at a time, and I have like 8 camera batteries the size for my DSLR that I'm filming on now. And then for a little point and shoot that I don't have right here, I have 3 little batteries for it as well. My point and shoot lasts significantly longer than my DSLR, but still, when it's dead, and there's nothing you can do about it to change the battery. So obviously there are so many other camera accessories and lens accessories that you can get for Dad that I'm sure he would love. New camera straps, a mic, a wireless remote, lens hoods, a case to hold UV filters or neutral density filters if he uses them. Like literally the camera accessories go on and on and on. But these are the ones that I think are like absolute must-haves in your photography kit that any photographer would be so excited to have. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you are going to be purchasing any of these items for Dad for Father's Day this year, it would mean the world to me if you would comment down below and tell me which ones you are thinking of purchasing. Also, if you do purchase any of these items through my Amazon links below, I may earn a small commission depending on when you are watching this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!